Hi guys, welcome to Girls
Gays
and Gossip Podcast, hosted by yours truly, Aoife
and Josh.
Let's get it started.
Yeah.
First topic of the day.
Oh.
Can we talk about boy mums and
Absolutely.
their obsession with their children? I don't get it.
Let's do it. Boy mums never cease to amaze me. They never cease to amaze me. And do you know what? They never give that energy with their daughter.
No.
It's always a boy mum. You never had a daughter mum.
Look, if they could marry their own son, they
Absolutely.
would. 100%. And then no girl is ever good enough either.
Oh.
No girl is ever good enough.
No.
And the girl ends up getting loads of slack just because her son has chose to be with that girl.
Yeah. It's crazy. The thing is, I've always thought that, like, deep down, I feel like there's a little part of it where it's a bit of jealousy in the sense of, like, I heard this theory that, like, psychologically boys end up with, like, the girl version, like the younger version of their mom, like personality-wise. And I do think it's kind of like a younger you and it stems from jealousy. Obviously not all the time.
Imagine being jealous of your own son marrying someone that's not related to you.
Yeah, it's weird.
This is not Alabama.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But crazy. Like, I'd say that also stems with gays. It really does. Like, my worst boy mum story was with my ex. And so me and my ex were dating for like 3-4 months at this point, and I was kind of like, I want to meet your family, like, you know, we're serious at this point, you know. So they lived in Manchester, right? So I went up for the weekend. Because he at the time lived with his parents because he was saving for his own place. We went out on the town, as you do, and basically we lost our hotel key, and by we I mean me. So I lost the hotel key, so we were like, let's just go and stop at his mum's. We stopped at his parents' house, and I said to him, I was like, please tell your mum, please tell your mum, please tell your mum, because I don't want to come across weird. This is the first time I'm ever going to meet your mum, and I'm steaming at this point. Yeah,
you don't want to just be strolling in.
Yeah, you know? So we stay over at his. I wake up in the morning and go downstairs, and she sat there cooking breakfast. She knew I was there. She sat there. She cooked him a full breakfast and literally let me just sit on the sofa. Didn't cook me anything. Now, I'm not trying to sound ungrateful, but as a host, come on.
Yeah.
Not even a sausage sandwich wouldn't have gone amiss. Do you know what I mean?
Just a little snack.
Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't even mind if I eat it at that point. So I was like, okay. Then he had football training. I went to the toilet to, like, have a shower, get ready.
Yeah.
Because me and him, I was meant to go watch him play football, and then we were going to go to Arndale, right, to go shopping. I come out, they're gone. She just left me in the house with his dad and the dog. She took him to his football training while I was in the shower. So she's obviously strategically timed it and went out with her son and just left me in the house. Didn't invite me, nothing. Because I didn't drive up, I just had to sit in the house with the dad.
What, and wait till they got back?
Wait till they get back, right? It gets worse, because then when they get back, right, she's ordered them all a takeaway. You're going to know what I'm going to say now. Didn't ask what I wanted.
Oh my God.
So I'm sat there.
And you sat there, you starved all day because you had no breakfast.
No breakfast.
And that's the most important meal of the day.
You know what I mean? Listen to Gokwan when he tells you that.
Clearly wanted you to have a bad day.
Yeah, exactly. And then we were sat there, and do you know what? For the life of me, I can't tell you what was on the telly. And it was one of those situations where we were watching, so it was like a Sunday night at that point, because I was staying the weekend. And we were sat watching something on the telly, and the lads, him and his dad went to go watch the football in the other room. So it was just me and his mum, and this was like the first point of the whole weekend that we were just together. She turns to me, and I can only describe, she looks like the mum out of Hobbit Henry. Like, she looks like the live action mum out of Hobbit Henry. And she just turns to me and she was like, I don't think you'll ever be good enough for my boy. And I was just there, like, what is doing with that impression? This is the first conversation we've ever had. So in my head, like, I'm thinking,
you've starved me.
Yeah,
you've abandoned me.
Yeah. Like,
and now you don't even like me, you don't even know me.
You don't even know me.
Rude.
But, like, in that moment, I'm like, what has he told you?
Yeah.
Like,
You don't just make that impression out of
yeah,
nowhere unless you're like psychotic.
yeah. And then I didn't get angry. I thought, okay, it is what it is. Boy man classic. She brought up their ex. And that bit boils my absolute piss when have you ever had an experience where a boy mom loves the ex but dislikes you from the off for no
Hell
reason
yeah.
at all? And it's like she was bringing up his ex and being like, she basically flat out said to me, she was like, "You'll never beat his ex." And I was like, "Well, I already have." But like, literally, so hostile, so rude. And then I later find out this was after me and him broke up. The reason why she didn't like me was because she thought that I was a common brummie. No word of a lie.
Now that
And I thought, love,
is rude.
you're from Salford, not Buckingham. Get to the. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not, living in like the posh end of London, love. You live in Salford. Like, practice what you preach here. So she basically went along with the whole stereotype of Birmingham, which everyone does, by the way. And she just thought I was a common mutt, basically. So after that, never got with him and never ever met his mum again. And I never want to meet that
No,
bitch
I
again
wouldn't
ever.
either.
She's a horrible woman.
That is vile.
And to be fair, I feed look minging anyway, so
If
she
I
give me anything.
ever had a son, I would be. Oh, I think just from past experiences, I know how not to act.
No,
like, that's just
literally.
too far.
Yeah.
Too far.
Whenever I like have friends, and like obviously the majority of my friends are girls, and I see them and their boyfriend's mom is so lovely, I'm like, you do not acknowledge how lucky you are to have that. Because I would say that like 90% of relationships, the boy mom has always done something that pisses off the guy or the girl that their son's with. 1,000,000%.
And it's like, it's that like kind of thing where they automatically just hate them from the get go. And I'm like, you don't even know them.
Yeah. No, literally. Like, you've got to accept your kid's partner. Do you know what I mean? It's not like we've got a criminal record.
No.
It's
And if that's
not
who
like
your like child wants to be with, then just be happy for them.
yeah.
Unless you know of something that they've actually done that's like harmful or like not nice, whatever, then fair enough, you can have an opinion.
Yeah.
But when that's the first time meeting someone and that's how you choose to act with them, I think that says a lot more about you than it does about the actual person receiving all that like blame and everything from that person. I think it says a lot about the parent.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
That's how you choose to act.
Yeah. And this is the thing, like, the dad was so lovely. Like, he was so welcoming, so lovely.
Strange.
It's literally the weirdest thing in the world. And I'm thinking, love, what happened? Your son cheated on me. So if we're going to practice about morals, stop judging me and start judging your offspring.
Exactly.
Because that's who you should be judging.
But it's all taught behaviour.
That's it.
No,
that's it. And it's always the boy mums as well that justify their son's behaviour. Like, I would probably say that, like, more than half of boy mums would justify if their son cheated. They probably would.
I just don't get it. Like, I'm not being funny. I feel like, obviously, as a girl, having like me and my mum's relationship, if I had done something wrong, my mum is probably the first person to call me out on it.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't sit there and like accept what I've done, or she wouldn't just like play it off that it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, if it was something serious, then she'd have something to say about it. Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think like me as a person, I'm the exact same. Like, if someone's in the wrong, like, no, I wouldn't publicly humiliate someone. Don't get me wrong. But I'd tell you about yourself behind closed doors, because at the end of the day, I'm not doing it for a show.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it so that everyone can stand there gawping at it. I'm like, no. But like, I will always call somebody out if I think that they're in the wrong.
1,000,000%. But I also think it kind of stems from like dad daughters. Like, I think it is a stereotype that like dads are protective over their daughters and their partner.
Yeah.
Think before you speak.
But it's the usual stereotype.
Yeah. But like, I feel like traditionally, like, you see it happen where like the dad tries to frighten off the lad, and like when they're dating their daughter, like I've seen it with my dad and my sister and their partners, and like I think that like dad daughters are nowhere near as bad as boy mums. They're a different creature.
Exactly.
I never want to deal with that again.
No, me neither.
But no. Right, let's talk out of work stories, because I'm pretty sure that on another episode, we'll talk about in-work drama.
Yeah.
But I feel like now we should talk about our work drama.
Yeah,
Because I
definitely.
feel like working in retail and hospitality, the trauma bonding.
Yeah, definitely. The amount of trauma bonding. Oh my god,
Do you know what I
should
mean?
be in therapy after
Yeah,
that.
like
Honestly.
it binds you as a person,
Yeah,
and
it
you
definitely
need
does.
it.
It really, it's character building.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
So, as context, you worked at
A popular fast food
yeah,
place.
and I worked at a chocolate factory. So
we'll let you decide on
think
that.
of that what you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious about yours.
I've got, you know what? I think because like I started at my job just before COVID, and then obviously COVID hit, so we were in lockdown, and then after lockdown we went back as like I can't even think what they called. They were like special bit like it was almost like mandatory workers. I was like, how my workplace was a mandatory place to be open, but it was. So obviously we had that, and then we came out of all the lockdown bubbles, and like it was back to everything was back to normal. But we were very much like we weren't all for going like on nights out. Really,
Yeah.
it was more like because a lot of us finished at like 11 p.m. or if you're on the close, you finished at 1. So it was just like
It's too late.
we used to just go and like piss about after work, like. And there was one where like me and my friends, we were friends with these two managers, and they obviously we didn't drive at the time because we hadn't learnt to drive yet, but they like drove, and it become like we did this like nearly every week. It was quite a normal thing for us to do. We'd wait for them to finish the close. We'd finish at like 11, they'd finish at 1, so we'd wait for them to finish, and then we'd just go on like a drive or something after work because we just thought why not, like none of us were tired, so I thought there's no point going home. And we went on a drive. We went to somewhere else to get food, like it was like a 24-hour one. So we went there to get food, and then we used to do this thing, right, where we played the left right game. So someone in the car would decide whether at the next junction we'd turn left or right, and that so we never knew where we were ending up. And it was honestly it's so childish to think about it now. Like why we were wasting that much petrol. We had nothing better to do, and at the time the petrol prices were well cheap because no one was going out in the cars.
Yeah.
So we ended up in like Bromsgrove on this road, and we all needed a wee. So we had to do the chaotic thing and go and find like a bush or something. Because there was no toilets around at that time in the morning. This was at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. So we pulled up on this curb, and we were like, right. So like I think me and someone, we stayed in the car because we didn't need a wee, but the others, they went and found somewhere to go and have a wee. Got back in the car, and then the girl who was driving, she's gone to drive, and then all of a sudden we're like stuck. And basically, this curb was like, it must have been like, it was a massive curb. And basically, the car, the underneath of the car got stuck on the curb. So there were 2 wheels at the front were hanging off the curb, and the 2 wheels were hanging up in the air. We were literally slanted on this curb. Because when we pulled up onto it, we didn't realise how high the curb was. And I felt really sorry because the girl who was driving, she was really panicked because she's like, oh my god, like what do we do? What do we do? Meanwhile, the other 3 of us, we stood there like pissing ourselves laughing because we were like, how does this even happen? So then before anything, we've tried. She's got in the car and gone into reverse, and we're there pushing the car like we're like the Rock or something. Yeah. Like we've got these massive muscles, and the 5 girls stood there, and at this point it had got to like 4 a.m. and we were like, what do we even do in this instance? And then we were like, oh, do you have breakdown cover? And she was like, I don't know. We're like, how do you not know if you've got breakdown cover? So she went like through a whole like insurance policy document, and she did have breakdown cover, thank God. So we rang the AA, and they were like, oh, we probably won't get there till like 6:30. This is 4 a.m. We couldn't sit in the car because it was literally toppling. No matter which way you sat, you could not sit in the car. So we had to sit in like a circle on the floor. Bear in mind, it was like November as well, so it wasn't exactly warm outside. Yeah. And we were sat there for, it felt like ages. This man's eventually come, and he's like, how did you even do this? And we were like, and he got these like ramp block things. They were like little like triangle, and he actually just did it himself. Like he put them under the car and then reversed it back. How there was no damage to the car, I do not. There was no damage.
I was going to ask that
because then we were like, "What is like?" So then eventually we ended up back at work because my other friend, that's where her car was. We ended up back at work. The store had reopened for breakfast. I was like, what is going on? So we've gone in and had breakfast, and I did not get home till like 8 a.m. because we literally had been stuck out in the middle of nowhere with a curb.
I love that
scenario.
Absolutely love that.
It's so funny. Honestly, I'll have to show you.
It's like a scene out of a sitcom.
No,
you need to show me.
How that wouldn't. I just don't get how that. If I can try and like edit a clip in, I will.
Oh, please
but
do.
I was like, it was so like, it was just like, it would only have happened to us. We were like, how this has happened.
What car was this? Was this like a massive car? Or
no, it was like a little like tiny, like no bigger than my car. Like it was like a really small car. Like we were all cramped in the back of it.
Yeah,
it was so funny.
So moral of the story: never go for a piss at 2 o'clock in the morning.
It was like a Chevy or something.
Yeah,
it was like a really tiny car.
Yeah,
and how it had no damage, I'll never know.
Made of steel, mate. Oh, so my first one isn't funny. Well, it is to me.
It is to you.
But so we've always said this. So where I used to work, right? Like we would treat it like we were uni students away from home, because all of the people that we used to work with, like we were either at uni in Birmingham, obviously where we live, or they didn't go uni. So we would treat work night out like our freshers experience. Especially because like I was meant to like move away and then COVID and all of that. So like we would go so fucking feral, and normally I'm not like that. It would there'd be something instilled in me, maybe the trauma from working there bonded us together so much that we just all needed this release. So I was really close with these two girls, and these are like my best friends. Like I love these girls so much. And one of the girls was having an affair with another member of staff.
Right.
Now, I'm just going to come up with pet names because it's just easier. So we're going to call my friend Law, and we're going to call the guy she was having an affair with Dominic. Right? So me and this other girl, we didn't know about Law's affair. We didn't know about it up until a week before the Christmas party. At the Christmas party, we then find out that Dominic's wife, who worked there, found out about the affair because she followed Law and Dominic in the van, followed them. So she knew about it this whole time for like months, even before me and my friend knew about it. So it comes to the Christmas party. We're all outside. Bearing in mind, we went to this really nice hotel. So we're all decked up in suits and dresses, right? We're outside, and me and my friend are just having a drink outside. And all of a sudden, we can see the wife approaching Law. And we were like, we know what this is going to be about, not this going to be about. She's screaming in her face at this point. Everyone has like walked in, and we can hear them outside. There's like double glazing glass, everything. Like we can still hear it over the music of the DJ. She was screaming at her that much. Then we go outside, right? And at this point, like me and my other friend have been barricaded by like 10 of the staff, and they're like, you knew about this affair, you knew, like you were just as bad as her, you fucking snakes. Me and my friend were getting so much shit, and we knew about it a week before, and we did tell her, you shouldn't have done it. That's why she didn't tell us. And this was going on for like 6 months at this point. That's my guess anyway. That's what we got told. So, bear in mind, alcohol's been in our system.
Yeah.
I've gone over to Dominic's wife, trying to make it and soothe the process, acting like Jessica Kyle, doing a shit job. So I'm sat there talking to her, and I was like, you deserve so much better. Like, she's this, she's that. At this point, like, Law's overheard my conversation. Didn't get the gist that I was literally like just trying to help the situation. So me and like my other mate are getting bombarded. Like, you knew about this, you're snakes, all of this shit, right? They are literally hammering, like they're literally like, we're up against the wall, and they are barricading us at this point. Like, tell us what you know. Like, they're like slut shaming our friend. We're backing them. Like, this is a blazing row, and this was going on, I'd like to say, for a solid half hour at the works Christmas party, by the way. So then I'm talking to like Dominic's wife, right? And I was like, listen, she's a young girl, she's 18. I'm not justifying it. I was just trying to back my mate, right? Make the situation easier. she's screaming. At this point, she's like drunk and started hugging me. So Law has looked over, seen that with my other mate, and then I've walked over to my friends, and they are we are screaming in each other's faces in front of everyone, and like their affair got exposed at the works Christmas party, and then literally all of this drama was so fucking pointless because she forgave her. After all of this, she forgave her, even though Law and Dominic are having an affair on basically what would happen is the third floor would be like the offices, so like finance, marketing, and all of that. So Law would work and help out on third floor. They were having an affair on the third floor in the room next to my wife, next to his wife. That whole time. And she forgave her. She literally forgave her.
I want
like
to know
that.
what happened to Dominic. Did he get any flack for this?
Dominic is still with his wife and still continues to cheat on her to this day, and everybody knows it and she knows it. At this point, I'm convinced that they're swingers. The way that she has allowed him, and you know what's like, he's so ugly. Like, I wouldn't mind, he's always the ugly ones, isn't it? But
it always is.
Dominic
always the sneakiest.
Cheats. This is the thing. Like, what's that phrase? Work test. Work test was so bad in that place.
But I also feel like when you're at work, someone looks a lot better looking than they actually are. It's that kind of like work blind.
Yeah. It's like, oh, they tried to do just work with them.
Yeah.
It is. And in Law's case, it was definitely because she worked with them, because he was fucking mean. So, like, genuinely, the story, like, was horrendous. It went from Law rowing with Dominic's fucking wife to then me trying to act like Jeremy Kyle, to then me and my other mate getting bombarded because of it, like we had the affair, to then me, Law, and my friend having a row just because I tried to resolve the situation, to then literally screaming fights. All of that's happened for his wife to just forgive him. And I thought, I'm not being funny. It's always the girl, isn't it?
It always is.
Like, blame your fucking mediocre husband. Yeah. He's fucking minging anyway, love. And she was beautiful. Like, Law and this girl are stunning. How he's managed to pull them, I want to know.
And me.
Because stories I've heard, not good as well. So he's not even compensating in other areas. So I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
I like your stories. Just always so dramatic. Mine are just hectic.
Yeah, hectic.
Mine are just like, that would not happen in a normal circumstance.
Yeah.
But because I was there, it happened.
I need to hear more, though. I need to hear more.
So I've got another one. And it was after lockdown, and it was like, you know, when the pubs would close at 10.
Yeah.
And it was after college. Like, I just really fancied going to the pub, and this was at the Pear Tree before it got closed down. That was an absolute heartbreak for me, because I loved the Pear Tree. And so I messaged my two friends that I work with. I was like, do you fancy going to the Pear Tree tonight? And they were like, yeah, like whatever. So literally got home, got changed, went up. And then we actually ended up bumping into a group of lads that we worked with at work. And it was also the time where you could only have so many people sat on a table.
Yeah.
So we spotted them, and then we thought, we'll invite ourselves to go and sit on their table, because why not? And then we all were chatting away, and my ex actually was on this table, but we weren't like a thing at this point. This whole scenario is what kick-started like how we got like together. And it got towards, like, we were just like having drinks and then it got to 10 o'clock, and none of us were ready to go home, because I think we'd only got there at like 7. Yeah. We'd only been there a few hours. And as you can probably tell, this is a bar in my garage. And at the time, it wasn't as nicely done as this. Like, it still had like carpet in here, and it was only half of it. It didn't have the full thing. And I just, like, said to them, I was like, well, like, my garage isn't attached to my house, so we won't be bothering anyone. Obviously, I checked with my mum beforehand. She said it was fine. So we all came back here, and obviously we got some drinks before we got here, and then we were all sat in like a little circle in here, like just chatting away, and then we were all pissing about, and then this one lad, he spotted these garden shears in the corner, and then someone like triple dog dared him to cut his hair with these garden shears, and we thought, he's not going to do that. And then obviously he was like smashed as well, but he's someone, like, if you told him to jump off a cliff, he probably would do it. Like, he's so funny. And then the next minute, all we hear is a and he's cut all of his fringe off with these garden shears. There's a hair everywhere. And it looked
No.
absolutely horrendous. Like it was just like you know, like when people have those bowl cuts, but it was just at the front.
Oh
like
my God.
everywhere else around it was just long hair. Because again, like there was no barbers, so you couldn't get your hair cut. And it looked horrendous. And the worst part is obviously two of them had work at 8 a.m. And obviously we all worked together. And we were still sat in here at 7 o'clock in the morning. So they then had to go home. And this one lad who's just cut his hair with cotton shears has had to go home, get changed, and go up to work. And me and my friend, we were the only two left. So we thought, oh, like, we'll go up and have breakfast and see what they look like. And he took his hat off at work, and it was just, it looked so bad. And I was like, I can't believe we let him do that. I really can't believe we let him do that.
Please tell me you got a photo.
I do.
Oh, you need to show me. You need to show me.
I have a video of as it's being done, and we're all there, all absolutely pissing ourselves when he's done it. And then it's like, you know, when you get that look of like regret. Like
so, in honour of our favourite season, Halloween,
of course,
I thought I'd talk about Halloween night out because there was a lot of drama with this one. We've done Christmas, we're doing Halloween, we're going for all the seasons here. Do you know what I mean?
Next.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? We're saving it. So this one night, me and my friend went out with a couple of the girls from work, and like there was a big group of us, and we went to Old Snobs, R.I.P. The better version. Do you know what I mean? So we went out, we got absolutely sloshed. Like we were wasted. Like it was not a pretty sight. Not a pretty sight. To the point where, like, we left Snobs at 4. Nothing really happened, to be fair. Left Snobs at 4 o'clock in the morning. Went to Glam.
As you do.
Which I think shut to like 7. I want to say 7. Stayed there till 7, till that shut. Then went to Mackey's on the Ram. To the point where I had my uniform in the boot of my car already, because I don't even know what possessed me to do it. I literally left my car at work and got an Uber straight from the night out to work in the morning, got dressed in my car, literally walked into work, was serving customers on the till, forgot to take all of the makeup off, didn't realise it was on me, walked down, pissed as a fart, like genuinely pissed as a fart. Maddie walks down after me, who was also on that night out. She fucking stumbles everywhere. Like we were wankered. Like we were so bad to the point where like work knew. Yeah. Like they knew.
It's obvious.
It was honestly like there was no hiding it. Courtney, my other mate, literally walks down. When I tell you this girl was still high as a fucking kite. Her eyes like were fucking nearly popping out fucking sockets. They were red. She was fucking wankered as well, gobbing it all over it. I've never been so drunk at work in my life, to the point where I'm genuinely like, this one guy's order, like I served him, I think it was like £60. It should have been like 130, because I was that fucked. Like I literally, honestly, I've never been so wankered, and that's on Halloween. That weren't Josh, that was Woody.
That was
so a bit of drama out that we brought into work.
Of course, best way to do it.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I think this will be my last one. My last one for today.
For the road, yeah.
It would be, my mum went away for the weekend, right? And so I thought, let's invite all my friends back to the house afterwards. So I think my mum was like an hour and a half away, 2 hours. She does know about this story because, you know, we'll get to that. And I had all my friends back here, and like we were just like drinking, having a good time, listening to music. And then it got too late, like it was too late for people to go. So everyone, we stayed over. We all sat in my living room watching The Greatest Showman on the TV, as you do.
Yeah, of course.
And then it's got to the point where we're like, right, we're gonna like all go to bed now. So gone up to bed. Obviously we've got a spare room, so like we've gone up to bed. And then obviously me and my friend were in bed, and I don't know why I did this, but I've clearly set an alarm like on my phone I couldn't tell you what reason, for at like 6 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know if it's because I had work or something. I can't remember. But anyway, in the process of me trying to turn my alarm off, I've clicked my lock button too many times rather than the volume one to turn it off.
Mm.
And I've set off my emergency SOS thing. But at the time, my mum and my nan were my emergency contacts. So it sent them a text message to say, like, I was in an emergency or something. So then my nan, bear in mind she only lives at the top of the road, she's come down to the house to check I was okay. She's come in, the house is full of all my friends, we're all passed out, like sleeping, like it's an absolute mess. And obviously, like, my mum at the time didn't know that I'd done this, and obviously, like, it wasn't like a massive deal because obviously I work with them. Like, it's not like it was just a load of, like, a big house. There was only 6 of us. It's not like it was a massive load of people. And my nan's like gone into the living room, and my 2 friends are asleep on the sofa, and she's going like, Aoife, Aoife, and this is like one thing they've never let me down for it now. And then she's come upstairs, she's come into my room, and she's gone, Aoife, I have nearly died seeing her stood at the door, and I thought, I'm in so much trouble. Because the whole deal with the reason I didn't go away with like my family was because I had work. I couldn't get out of my shifts, and my friend had been kicked out by her family at the time, so she was staying. Like, my mum knew that she was staying. That was it.
Yeah.
And then my nan has called my mum to say the house is full of people, and my mum has gone absolutely ballistic about it.
Bro.
And then my nan's left, so we've all started clearing up and stuff. And then she's come back to like check, and they're all obviously all still there because they're all helping me clear up. And then she started doing like asking for their names and addresses. My nan has. I was so embarrassed.
CSR.
I was so embarrassed. Just asking for their names and addresses so she could let their parents know what has been going on. And then my mum was that angry she couldn't even come. Like, my uncle drove all the way back to Birmingham to pick me up to bring me back to my family so that like I wasn't at home. So obviously my friend who was meant to be staying with me ended up with nowhere to stay, and I felt so bad. And I was like, "Can I take her with me?" I was like, "Please," because I knew I was going to get an absolute bollocking when I got there.
Yeah.
And then I got there, nobody spoke to me. Like, nobody. Not like the dog was the only one that spoke to me.
Yeah.
No one else wanted to speak to me. And then like half of my family went out for like a walk in the afternoon to leave me and my mum. And my mum's gone absolutely ballistic, which, you know what, I understand, fair enough. Like, I have gone against something like that, and it's like, but it was just, what killed me was my nan asking for everyone's names and addresses.
Did they give them a?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd
But I
wait
think
for
they gave
fake
like
name.
they gave up fake addresses and fake names. I
Yeah,
was looking at
I'd
them all and
have
I was like,
to.
you guys don't live there. I was
Yeah.
like, I've never even heard of
Your
that
name's
address.
not Sam. Like,
No, I was
what are
like,
you
I've
chatting
never
about?
even heard that address, so that's a lie.
I need to know what song was the alarm at 6 a.m.
Well, we all know I like to have a different alarm. I
Yeah.
think it was like Dua Lipa, I'm not going to lie.
Fairs.
Dua Lipa ruins every single something that's gone wrong. It's always Dua Lipa that plays in the morning. She ruins it for me. But I like to have a little shuffle, if we all must know, with my alarms. Every single, bearing in mind, I probably have an alarm to go off every like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, there's one on there, like it'll have 6:05, 6:10, 6:15. I have one all throughout the day because if I have a nap, I like to set an alarm, but it's always a different song because I never know what the song is. And say if I set 3 alarms, I have a remix of 3 different songs per alarm. It's great.
Oh,
you should really do it.
That. Yeah.
It really spices up your day.
I don't know about Dua Lipa at 6 o'clock in the morning.
No.
But
I've had Ed Sheeran as well.
That would send me back
and Jason Derulo.
Of course. I mean, I feel like Ed Sheeran would send me back into a coma. But I get the Dua Lipa.
Yeah. And the worst part is it's like my Apple Music. It's not even like off my Spotify, so it's like my like year 7 like playlist. Yeah. And it goes off, and I'm just like, some of the songs I'm like, and it like there'll be some of them that are like drum and bass at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, that's too far.
Yeah, that's certainly gonna get you up. Oh, I love that. Oh, I think that we should finish on one that we were both unfortunately involved in because of this.
I'm really scared.
Oh,
I don't know what it's going to be.
So, when we went out for our friend Meg's birthday, shout out to Meg, love you. So we went out, and at the time I was working with this one guy, and he was like 3 years younger, weren't he? But he was like a gay man, and you know what happens when there's 2 gay men in a big group. It's like, you should get together. He looks like he's crawled onto earth. I don't want to touch him with a barge pole, gay or not. And he
does look about 12.
Yeah. Do you know, he might be 19, looks prepubescent. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's a different story for another day. But before this situation that happened, there was this whole situation where earlier on in the night, so we were at Pre's at our friends, and I was throwing up in the toilet, as one does, because Meg's mom is lethal with the measures.
Mary really kills you.
Mary, her goal of the night is to kill you via alcohol.
Yeah.
And she does a very good fucking job of it. So I was throwing up in the toilet, and he thought this would be a good time. Bearing in mind, he knew that I was at the time, like we were friends, right? So I kind of treated him like a gay little brother. Like, I know that's really weird, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as
Show
you
him the
do.
ropes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Don't need to make the same mistakes I did. So, and he went and did it 10 times worse. But he then sent me this paragraph expressing everything. But, like, bearing in mind, up until this point, every single person that we worked with, like, because I worked in the shop, like, the tour, like, every department said the same thing about him to me. He fancies you, like, all of this. And I just turned a blind eye. You definitely do. So, like, you definitely do, you little lie. I could name you like 2 or 3 right now. I'm not gonna.
No,
you know what I mean?
Not name it.
Yeah, that's beyond the payroll. But like, so anyway, like, I just kind of ignored it. But he sent me this paragraph, right? And I'm looking at my phone, like literally, like squinting on. So I can't remember if I got Molly to send him a text or I sent him a text being like, I'm really sorry, like, I will reply to you, but I'm just out at the moment. I'm so fucking wankered. I can't, like...
I can't do this.
I can't do it. So, next thing I know, we're out and we're up in Slug, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Slug. We're out there, we're sat on that big table, aren't we, because there was a load of us. I think it was me, you, Molly, Meg's boyfriend, Brad, and there was a couple others. All of a sudden, like, this guy starts walking towards us, and I looked. Obviously, you guys don't know him at that point.
No.
Because
it's kind of just like, who is this?
Yeah, who is this? Us? Just comes and sits at the table, and I look at him, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, you know I'm out with my friends. You know I'm out for my friend's birthday. He was like, well, I saw you on Snap Map, so I thought I'd come join. A, it's giving Joe from you, or Baby Reindeer, take your pick. B, do you know what? If it was a normal night out, I might have let it slide. You knew it was my friend's birthday night. That is even weirder to me. Like, joining a random night out is weird, but joining a friend's birthday night out is actually kind of disrespectful at that point. Do you know what I'm saying?
And side note, Josh is always the accused culprit of inviting random people.
Yeah. So it didn't look good on my end. Yeah, because I genuinely didn't invite this one. So we were then like sat and talking, and then I remember he comes over and sits at the table.
Yeah.
But I just bumped into a girl from school that I hadn't spoke to, so it did. I'm going to be honest. On mine, it did look a bit disrespectful because I ignored him as soon as he got there to speak to this girl, but I hadn't seen this girl in like, 7 years?
Yeah.
So we were having a catch up. Meanwhile, someone, not naming names, decided to steal my sweet from a cocktail at this point. Don't know who that could have been.
Wasn't him.
The one with the blue lips speaks. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so we then head, I think it was to Heidi's, wasn't it? Of course.
Which is now Barbara's, so a big boycott on that one.
Yeah, actually, we still call it Heidi's. Yeah, if we say Heidi's, it's Barbara's, but it's Heidi's. Yeah. One of them.
You know the rules.
But I think you went with Meg and Brad and walked ahead, and it was me, Molly, and him. It was just us 3. And we were going, like, if you live in Birmingham, you know what I'm on about. But we went around the back streets, like, instead of going down and then down Broad Street, we went, like, round past Slug, down the side street and cut by the Tesco.
Yeah.
That bit. He was, like, hooking our arms, like, grabbing Molly, like, just inciting himself onto us the whole time. We then head to the club, don't we?
Yeah.
We get in there, Meg, in typical Meg fashion, buying 50 million fucking shots.
That's her.
Like mother, like daughter.
That's her special power.
But we love the Stevensons. So, I'm going to let you tell the next part of the story, because I weren't there.
So, bearing in mind, the staff actually dance on the tables, so it's not like a big deal if you dance on the tables.
Yeah.
I was just minding my own business, dancing on the table, and this guy Josh's lover,
Eh.
might I say,
Nope.
comes out of nowhere and drags me off the table and tells me to like I shouldn't be like he's my dad, and I was like, huh?
Yeah.
And then he proceeds to drag me onto the dance floor, and like we were having like a full on like we were dancing together then, and I was like, what is going on? I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
That's what took me by like shock, and I was thinking, you don't even know me, and you're dragging me off the table.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you know what baffles me is?
Maybe he was the secret security. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, he's got a side hustle. I find him attractive now. But like, literally, what baffles me about that whole interaction was that I assume he was doing it to get on with my friends. That was the first ever night that we met. Like, we weren't even friends at that point, really. That was the first ever night that we met. Like, we weren't friends. Like, we were friendly at the time, but we weren't friends yet.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, it was weird. And then what happened after that was Love Story by the Queen Taylor herself plays. This random guy, I've got a video of it actually, might put it in, like at the proposal bit, got down and proposed to me. Didn't know him. I've got it on video actually.
For this.
I honestly have no idea. I think it was me, Meg, and Jack Jones that were just fucking stood there.
Maybe I was too upset about being dragged off the table.
Yeah.
Just gonna.
Or maybe you were back on the table.
Or maybe we never know.
Yeah, one or
we
the
never
other.
Will know.
He could have kidnapped you for all we know. So then he proposes to me. He's stood, and I've seen that he's seen this, right? So I've got this on video, right? This guy proposing. Bearing in mind, I didn't speak to him. Nothing happened. There was nothing. It was literally a joke. He was defo straight, but it was a joke, right? He's then stormed off at this point. I've then got a call at like, I'd say it was 2 a.m. I think we were still there at the time. And he was like, I've bumped into these people that I don't even know and we've just gone to snobs. I was like, okay. He then proceeds to go round work the next day telling everybody that all of my friends, so you, Meg, Molly, were bullies, like nasty, horrible bitches, like the most unwelcoming. Maybe we were unwelcoming because you weren't welcome to be invited in the first place.
Yeah, you invited yourself. But equally, me dancing with him does not sound like bully behaviour. So how does that make sense?
Exactly.
He was just butthurt that you got proposed to.
Also, you were gaslighted into dancing with him.
I know. I was scared of where he was leading me. I was like, where are we going? I don't know who you are.
Like, he could have led you to the toilet. He could have took you
Stranger danger.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, literally, that night out doesn't help my case of inviting randoms on night out because I didn't invite him. He just fucking showed up. Like, to the point where at another time, this story will definitely get brought up. But, like, that boy was that much of a stalker. Work had to literally not renew his contract and put us on separate shifts because he stalked that bad. So that, I think, covers our eventful work nights out.
For now.
For now. Do you know what I mean? We've spoke about out of work drama. There's definitely some in work drama that we've got it. Do you know what I mean? That episode will do a big 5
trauma
hours.
dump.
Absolutely. But yeah. So before we go, I thought it would be like a fun little like interactive thing for me and you. And at the end of every episode, we should try and like think of a song, like our song of the episode, right? So, and then hopefully we can try and put this in like a little playlist.
Yeah.
And all you listeners out there can listen to our playlist.
And not judge us.
Yeah, obviously. Please don't. And also because we've got such different tastes, it's going to be very different. You're going to know who's picked what.
Maybe we'll be culturing some people.
Absolutely.
Spice it up. So
yeah.
It's okay to listen to all different genres.
Absolutely.
Genres.
So,
me.
Genres. So, I think my first song of the playlist, very apt for talking about our boy mum segment and out of a dating segment, Man Child by Sabrina Carpenter. That is my song of the episode.
I think my song, obviously, is going to be, I don't know, this is a really hard decision. I might do...
So I don't know where you're going to go.
I might do Ramping Shot by Vibes Cartel.
Because they sound so similar.
I love me some vibes.
Yeah, you do. I don't know what song's which.
No. So from boy mums to stalking to garden shear haircuts, stay nosy, stay messy, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.